At least I think it's funny.
That is true. I need to find somewhere to make brunch today. I was thinking Christmas Island, but
Ooh.
yeah.
Wait, that's a place? I knew Easter Island was a place.
Yeah, Christmas Island.
It's off the coast of Australia.
I need to leave.
I believe it's the
was
west
that?
coast of Australia.
What was that island that we talked about in a previous episode?
Oh my goodness.
It had like a funny name.
There's a lot of islands with funny names. No offense if you live on an island with funny names.
It was like You Can Do It Island or something like that. It was...
It was like in the Philippines or close to Papua. I think it was Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Papua New Guinea doesn't sound like that weird of a name, but that's also because of... What were you?
It wasn't Papua New Guinea that was the island that had the funny name. It was a different island.
Oh, but was it near Papua New Guinea?
I think so.
It's in Papua. It's like one of the islands attached to Papua New Guinea, but it's really small.
Man, what
there's
episode was that
Long
from?
Island in Papua New Guinea, which I think is really funny.
There's a
No,
Long
it wasn't
Island
that.
in Papua. There's also a Long Island in New York.
Probably where it originally came from.
This must have been from one of the lost episodes, because I don't remember editing an episode with that.
I think it was one of the German islands.
I don't know. Should I kick us off?
Yes,
Yeah, I think
please.
so.
While I'm looking this up.
Otherwise, I will just be looking at this for...
Fair enough. Hello, everybody, and good brunch to Christmas Island. I'm your host today. I'm Jay, and today we have with me Aiden.
Hello.
We have Riley.
Hello.
And we have RJ.
Hello.
And today we have a podcast topic brought to you by one of our viewers. So if
Yeah.
you ever happen to have something you think we should talk about, please feel free to comment and let us know. Be happy to take a look through and maybe talk about some of the things y'all are interested in. But our topic this week is we're calling it tentatively Food Wars. I don't think we actually food squabbles, something along that line. You'll see.
Food discussion time.
Food.
You'll know what the title
Battle
is.
of the Eats.
You saw it when you
Battle
watched
of
this video, or you
the
clicked the video.
Eat.
Eat. EA Eat Sports.
Ah.
It's eat in out the game. And today.
Keep it together, Jay.
I can't. And so, just as an example prompt, which was the one that was, y'all may have heard this one before, kick us off, is a Pop-Tart a calzone or a ravioli? I nearly said pierogi.
Pop-Tart is very obviously a ravioli because of the layers.
Disagree.
I
think
I
a
have to agree with
Pop-Tart is
Aiden.
a calzone.
See,
I agree
but
with Riley.
I feel like calzones have to have a specific fold, right, around the edges. Raviolis are pinched, which is what a Pop-Tart is.
Okay.
Or stamped, I guess.
But would you ever boil a Pop-Tart?
Actually, I'm pretty sure people have.
I beg your finest of pardons.
Let me take a look right now.
Please, some viewer, please boil us a Pop-Tart and send it in the mail.
Do
I
not
will eat it.
waste food.
I will eat it.
Let us know in the comments if you've ever boiled a Pop-Tart.
It's not a common or recommended method of preparation. It's been attempted and even enjoyed by some. Reddit threads show someone boiling a Pop-Tart for 20 minutes.
Oh.
Some say boiling it for 30 seconds.
I guess enough to warm it, but at that point, just throw it in the microwave.
20 minutes in its wrapper.
See, okay, again, you wouldn't just slap a naked Pop-Tart in a pot of boiling water and call it a ravioli. I'm sorry, you just wouldn't.
Well, you can't
You
quite like...
bake a Pop-Tart and you bake a calzone. Or you microwave a Pop-Tart and you microwave a calzone.
Except, how do you put the filling in?
Well, typically, do you want me to walk you through the creation of a Pop-Tart?
Sure, I will look up the
Okay,
creation of a
let's-
calzone.
Let's how it's made, the creation of a Pop-Tart. Because the only difference, right,
Oh,
the only caveat we have between the two parties here is that the calzone is folded over, right?
Yes, it is
But
essentially a folded pizza.
the thing is about a Pop-Tart is that you could do the same thing with a Pop-Tart. It's just dough wrapped around a filling that
See,
is baked.
yes, but here's the thing, right? You say that you can do it. The problem is they haven't done it.
What do you mean they haven't done it?
They haven't made a Pop-Tart like a calzone. Officially, when people think of Pop-Tarts, they think of the pinched corners.
Right, and I
Like a
totally
ravioli.
understand that because it's like a little mini pie. I get that. But you just said a calzone, right, is a folded over pizza. But what is pizza called? A pizza pie. It's all mini pies. Pop-Tarts are also Hot Pockets, technically. Right?
I'd like to point out that Pop-Tarts are actually strudels, not pies.
Yeah, semantics at that
It's a
point. 'Cause
pastry.
They are.
Pie's kind of
pies and
pastry.
strudels are
Oh, so
like,
semantics when it comes to what a Pop-Tart is, but not what
I was gonna
calzone
say this is all semantics. That's all it comes down to.
That's exactly it.
This is pure semantics.
I will hold fast to my belief that a Pop-Tart is more closely related to a calzone than a ravioli.
It's just a
Well,
crumbly,
I would
sweetened
love-
ravioli.
I would love to hear Jay's thoughts on this.
I agree with Riley wholeheartedly.
Oh, an even split.
Even split.
You decide.
Yeah, viewers, let us know. Is Pop-Tart a ravioli or
No, but like in all seriousness, like what is the typical filling in a ravioli? Slightly unrelated.
It depends on
here,
what
let me
kind of
look.
ravioli. Because, I mean, traditionally...
Oh, variety, like a Pop-Tart.
Oh my goodness! Calzones have variety! You don't just put one thing in a calzone! Your arguments are vapid!
Okay, so
Oh, you know, a Pop-Tart's like a pie or a strudel. I mean, it's completely whatever it needs to be.
kind of on topic. I have a funny story about calzones. I actually used to make calzones. I worked in a pizza kitchen, right? So I was a pizza chef. It's kind of a weird cook. I was a pizza cook. I made pizzas and calzones. Anyway, one of the servers was dumb and decided to. They would submit all kinds of crazy stuff in this kitchen, man, and I'd be like, dude, how am I supposed to make this? Like, what does this even mean? But the one that topped them all was someone entered a calzone, and for the fillings, they had a medium pizza. And so
Oh.
I brought the ticket to them, and I was like, how do I fit a medium pizza inside this calzone? Please make this make sense to me. Did they want both? Because you entered this wrong. I need to know what I'm making because I'm backed up and I don't know how to make a calzone with a medium pizza inside of it.
That's some
just
Scooby-Doo nonsense.
let me just shove a whole pizza inside my calzone.
You just put
mean,
a
I
shell
could
over a
try.
pizza.
You know
That's what
you
I
should-
would do.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it. And then how like we made it was like it was the same toppings just in a calzone, but she entered it weird. But that was the kind of nonsense I had to deal with all the time there.
Lord.
I figured out the islands.
Oh,
What was it called? Please tell me. I was looking for so long.
Islands.
Disappointment Islands?
Yes.
that's a vibe. It's the
Huh.
islands I was on in college.
That sounds familiar, but
well,
I feel like
no,
that's not
I
it.
think yours was different. The one that I got on to was Disappointment Islands.
Yeah. For context, apparently we discussed some island in a lost episode and can't remember what it was called, but it had a funny name. So, yeah.
All we remember is that it had a funny name, which doesn't really get us anywhere,
That's all.
especially with our sense of humor, because everything is
Everything
funny.
is funny.
Yeah.
So,
I'm calling each
Um,
other vapid for
jeez.
So,
This is great.
spaghetti or meat?
And what?
Yeah, meat, typically.
Agreed.
Okay.
Meat.
Meat. What? But like spaghetti or meat in regards to what?
No, that's it.
No, that's it.
That's it. Just okay.
Yeah, spaghetti or
I
meat.
prefer meat.
Meat. Yes.
Yeah,
I-
nobody
I
likes
think-
spaghetti. Jeremy,
I like
looking at you.
spaghetti, but like I
I'm
prefer
sorry,
meat.
does Jeremy prefer spaghetti over meat?
Jeremy loves spaghetti. I'll just leave it at that.
That's some carb loading nonsense. Give me the protein.
look at me, guys. Dude, does it look like I need carbs or protein?
Yes.
Yes.
That okay.
I mean, looking at you, you're small. Your head's bigger than your body. You're an axolot.
You know the stick,
Somebody
the stick
please.
bug from A Bug's Life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I. Somebody cut my arm off and use it for cancer research, please.
What?
I'm an axolotl.
You got a cancer arm?
Yeah,
an
axolot, it
okay.
happens, you know.
That big.
Yeah,
I was like, why
it's-
would they want your arm? You don't have
it's-
cancer.
Like that
Axolot
one
humor.
black and white
Da-da-da-da-da.
80s B movie called like Lizard Man, and it's literally a guy who was like they thought he was killed in war, but they actually used like some military super secret technology to bring him back and like regrow all his limbs. But then it went wrong and he just kept growing from this lizard serum, so he just turned into a lizard man literally.
That's beautiful.
I
Sounds
watched
like some
this.
Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, if I can remember the actual name of the movie, I'll come up with it later. But
RJ, was it Good Enough Island?
Mate, I think it was. That sounds right.
Okay.
Wait, isn't that what I said at the beginning?
Was it? I have no idea.
I thought you said like I'm proud of you, Island.
What? No. This is making me sound like real sad.
I think you did say Good Enough Island, but
I
the
think I
editor
did.
will. I think that is it. I think it was Good Enough Island, and
Well,
we-
but the problem is that was before I hit record, Riley. We'll
Was it?
never know.
Wait,
Oh,
what
no.
was I- Oh
Yeah, because we were in the middle of looking for it. Well, actually, maybe not. I don't know.
no,
Anyway.
I think we
It
started
doesn't
looking
matter.
for it after we hit record.
Okay,
We'll
so
find out in
while we're
post.
talking about food,
Yes.
yes,
so this is not like a, I guess, like versus thing, but like I talked about this, I think, off recording a while back. But I have a gripe with the food industry.
mm,
Serving sizes. For example, beverages, canned or bottled, can come in a specific size, right? And on the container, it will say serving size and then one bottle or one can, whatever quantity is contained in that unit, right?
right.
But you can get a bigger size, right? That's like 5 ounces more or 8 ounces more, whatever the increments are. And it says serving size that amount.
That is
So-
so true.
If I have a larger size of something and a smaller size of something, which serving size am I supposed to follow? Is it 8 ounces or is it 12 ounces? Because
Oh.
I'm getting conflicting information here. Because I think if you have a smaller quantity of something, but you can consume more of it in a day, They should have that notated on the serving size, not just say, yeah, you can have 8 ounces of this thing.
This is
So
an
you go, Jen.
issue I've run into because I don't look at serving size. I just eat whatever I want to from the thing.
And here's the thing, I don't either. But I was in the store one day and I saw at the checkout counter, they have these long, like meat sticks, like Slim Jims, right?
Me.
And
Meat.
I guarantee you, if you look at those tiny little like snack size ones that you would find in like, I don't know, like a lunch bag, whatever, those ones will say serving size 1 piece or whatever is in the container, right? But the big ones also say 1 container. So which is it? Is it one little one or one big one?
The
So-
Slim Jims?
So
Yeah, just any kind of like long meat snack stick.
Well,
I have 2 things to say.
okay.
One of them is a story about my father involving those Slim Jim packs. But first, I am of the firm belief that serving sizes should not be on packaging. Period. As somebody who has been on diets as long as I can remember, right? Or has been one who has been told to watch how much they eat as
Right.
long as I can remember. Like, I do not remember a time in my life where that is not something somebody said to me at some point, right? Serving sizes are arbitrary and a load of bull honky and should not be on packaging. Caloric, like, value, sure. Like, this mini has this much caloric value. That's fine. But serving sizes, absolutely not.
Yeah, no one really pays attention to those anyway. I mean, I'm sure like health nuts do, but I mean, the
Oh,
general
they do.
person, we're gonna eat a half a package of Oreos. We don't care.
Right.
I
Food is food.
once ate one of those travel size like snack bags. And it's probably like a what? Like
Yeah. Like what you'd get on like airplanes and stuff.
Yeah, well, not
Yeah.
like an airplane one, but it was like a third of the size of like a full size beef jerky chunk bag.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I once ate a whole one of those in one sitting, and it said like the serving size was like half or a third of the bag.
As you should, honestly.
So-
Again, serving sizes are BS. Should not exist. But
My parents
also,
got more mad at me for that than I think y'all did.
look, those bags of meat are expensive. They used to not be so expensive. My dad used to subsist off of Slim Jims and cheese when we
Oh.
lived in Kansas, right?
Oh no!
And he had to work on the oil field all day. Like, mind you, his job description was petroleum engineer. He was supposed to be a desk jockey, but the company was so small they needed him out on the field. So he would be out on the field all day, and rather than, pack a lunch or anything like that, my dad was like, yeah, I'll just get a Slim Jim and some cheese. And one time, his brother came up to kind of hang out with him on the field, kind of get a feel of what working on an oil field would look like. I think they were both like nearing their 30s at that point, probably in their like early 30s. And my uncle had just gotten off of his kick for competing in the Mr. Universe competition, right? So, big muscle man, like built like a brick, right? Because none of my dad's side of the family are tall, but we're all pretty well muscled whenever we try. And so in order to maintain that amount of muscle, because he still wanted it, he had to eat a lot. And my dad, being related to me, or me being related to my dad, whatever, my dad is like, Now, I am not going to stop what I'm doing to waste my time to try and find something to eat. There's a perfectly good gas station with beef jerky and cheese. My uncle begged my dad, please, please, can we stop at Sonic or McDonald's or something? I need food. And my dad is like, what can you get at McDonald's that you can't get at the gas station? He literally said this to my uncle.
So many things.
So my uncle got out of my dad's car, walked his butt all the way over to the McDonald's, which was like a good, 2-mile walk.
Holy.
Got himself something to eat and then walked back. And my
Good
dad
Lord.
was just sitting there like, but beef jerky and cheese. I don't understand. What's so wrong?
I am both of these people at the same time.
So that's we still give my dad crap about that because he's still like that.
That's so
he
funny.
gets himself like bags of nuts, like mixed nuts and cheese sticks, and that's what he'll eat for lunch because he's just like that to him.
My dad's the same
Yeah.
way, though. My dad's also a snacker. He'll take, like, a box of almonds and, like a nutrition bar and, like, a water.
Yep.
And he'll go to work and he'll come back and be fine.
And it's just one of those things where it's like, man, I wish I could live like that. I tried really hard. We used to call my dad's like food choices horse food.
I was gonna say, he kind of reminds me of like a woodland creature.
He kind of ate like one for a good long while.
I know it's kind of off topic, but now that we're talking about this, I also have a story. I, for a long time, could not eat like meat snacks, like Slim Jims, right?
Mm.
And the reason being, I've grown to like them more now. Now that I've been able to enjoy them at my own speed. But so I went to summer camp. I was in Boy Scouts. This is not new information, but I went to summer camp, and they had like a commissary there, so you could go and buy stuff. And they had like snacks and outdoors stuff and souvenirs and stuff like that. But everyone went there for the food mostly. You could also buy like ammunition for like the firearm ranges. But so a bunch of the guys had their parents send them there with some cash to spend at the commissary, right?
Mhm.
I didn't get mine until a few days in. My parents had sent me like a letter. I still have it somewhere, but they sent me some money with it too. So at the end of the trip, this guy who his parents had sent him like $200 or something insane like that to spend at like a week or 2-week long summer camp. He had like a surplus at the end of the trip, and his parents had told him to give him whatever he didn't spend whenever he got back. So he decided to blow it all on snacks for the road trip home. And he invested every single last dollar he had in those tiny little Slim Jims.
Oh, of all the
Like
things.
a Walmart bag full of them.
Oh my goodness.
And
No.
needless to say, the car trip back was awful. But also, it got to the point where he had eaten so many of these things, his fingers were so oily, he couldn't open them anymore. So he had to have other people open the Slim Jims for him because his fingers were too slick.
No, little German boy, don't get the Walmart bag full of Slim Jim.
And
Oh,
ever since then, I
no.
was just so disgusted by the idea of these meat sticks that I just could not get anywhere near them without thinking of that incident.
That's
But-
so wild. Okay, but that sounds like, how old were y'all? Like 13?
13 or 14. We were
Yeah, that's
like young teens.
early teenage shenanigans. Like,
Yeah. It was, I mean, it was a fun time. It was a really fun summer camp. But yeah, that was kind of the crowning moment, I think, for me. But anyway, back to topic.
Yeah,
Since
speaking
we're
of
talking
youth
about-
groups. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was talking to Jay about this earlier. I have this game that I play sometimes called Soup or Salad, where you have to determine if a food is either a soup or a salad. You have to classify all foods as one of those two types, and they can't be anything else. So the question is, are meat sticks a soup or a salad?
A salad.
It is what, a soup or a salad? I'm sorry.
Meat sticks, the
Actually,
Slim Jims.
no.
It's a salad because it's got its own dressing.
I was gonna change from a salad to a soup because I feel I could more easily justify a soup for the same reason because it comes in its own juices.
No. See, it's not enough to be a broth, but you see, you have enough oil to have it as like a
It's
vinaigrette.
like a vinaigrette?
Sort of thing. Yeah.
I was gonna say soup until you said that. And now, I think you have persuaded me. I think it is a salad.
I think I've been outvoted.
Yeah, I also think it's a salad, to be fair.
I was right the first time. Dang it! When I
Shouldn't
get
have changed your
in
answer.
GT, I know.
For me, generally, the way I try to classify it is if it's prepared in something wet, it's soup.
I mean,
But if it's something that's like mixed or combined, it's a salad.
it's combined with plastic and inside wet oil.
That just sounds so incredibly appetizing. It makes
Welcome to
me
our
feel joy. There is
Feel
so much joy coursing through my veins that I will probably go and throw up after this.
Oh
Oh.
no.
Anyway, you had a story, Jay?
So
Sorry,
I was
didn't mean to cut you off.
actually gonna segue into another Food Wars topic because
Yes.
the youth group, one of the youth groups I was a part of for the longest, their big question was, is a hot dog a sandwich or a taco?
Oh, I love this question because I feel like it's both, but also not.
The unholy offspring of the two.
I think a hot dog is a hot dog, but
That you can't have that opinion. You're the one who made this topic. You should have known. Well, actually, you didn't make the topic. You selected the topic.
I've selected it. But
You can't be impartial. You have to. You
no,
have to
no,
pick a
no.
side.
I'm
That's
not
the whole
being
point.
impartial. The answer is a hot dog is a hot dog. It's not close enough to either of them to be either of them.
Yes, it is.
No.
Okay.
That's
My
not even
thoughts.
one of the options that you put in there.
That's what I'm saying. You can't.
That's why you,
can't not pick.
lose.
It's
Anyway,
like
If I had to
Aiden
pick, I'd
saying
pick a
that he
sandwich,
doesn't
but-
lose the game because he doesn't play the game. You
Yes,
can't do
exactly.
By the way, everyone listening, you just lost the game.
that.
Anyway, my thoughts on it depend on the integrity of the bun, right? So
Hmm.
if the bun is intact, it is a taco. But the second the bottom splits out, it's a sandwich.
No, okay, but you can still have like a hoagie roll. It's still attached. Like a Philly cheesesteak is still the roll is still attached.
But
So's
those
a
aren't
po'
hot
boy,
dogs.
Like most po'
They're
boys.
sandwiches,
But they're sandwiches.
But they're not hot dogs.
They're sandwiches, which means a hot dog, which has meat in the middle, and it has a closed roll. A roll, not a tortilla. A roll is a sandwich.
So you seem pretty set on the fact that this is a sandwich. So it seems like you've taken a
Yeah.
side.
It seems like you
I-
have.
I
Mission
am
accomplished.
on team hot dog as a sandwich, personally.
So I did some research.
Ooh.
Oh,
But
That's
you
the
can't
person
look
that I
things
am.
up. This is about personal opinions.
Hold on, let him cook. Let him cook.
In order
Okay,
to
okay.
make a
Sandwich.
rational opinion,
Oh, Lord.
research is often required.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna hold my tongue.
Get back
and
down
go
from
back
your
to food.
soapbox. It's my turn.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting down now.
Thank you.
Lord.
Let's see now. Many hot dog historians. Is that
Hot dog
chef?
historians?
How long
Yes.
have hot dogs been around for? That they need
1893 in
historians?
some places.
Oh,
1871, the 1860s.
30
it's
years
kind of
older than my
around
late
there.
grandma.
Yeah. Anyway, as the story goes, there was a man, Anton, I'm not going to pronounce the rest of that name, loaned white gloves to his patrons to hold his piping hot sausages. Take that in or out of context, I don't care.
oh.
Because
do
most
love
of the
me a
gloves
piping
were
hot
not returned, the supply began running low. He reportedly asked his brother-in-law, a baker, for help. The baker improvised long, soft rolls that fit the meat. Thus inventing the hot dog bun. So history also says that it was a roll, it was a bun. Now, the final step to my research is it crucial for a taco to be in a tortilla?
Hurricane
These are good
Katrina.
questions to ask.
More like hurricane.
And the answer is
tortilla.
yes, it's crucial for a taco to be in the tortilla. Tortilla. Goodness.
Oh my! I can't believe you just said that.
Tortilla.
I prompted it. Sorry.
Look, you have my kind of day, then come back at me with the tortilla.
Tortilla.
A taco is fundamentally defined as a dish consisting of a tortilla filled with various ingredients. Ergo, I think that the most educated opinion is that the hot dog is a sandwich.
I feel like your logic is shifting between prompts because you were very against Riley using the exact same logic about raviolis. I feel like I have to go back and change my answer just out of principle now.
Okay, RJ, you do whatever,
I think
man.
we've also learned that a quesadilla is also a taco.
Yes.
Oh?
Yes. I will agree with that.
I'll concede that.
Chips and
That makes
queso
sense to me logically.
is also a taco.
What is also a taco? Sorry.
Chips and queso.
No, because
That's a
the
gordita.
chips are not folded.
Wait,
Some of
neither is a
them are.
quesadilla.
Quesadilla can be folded. I've had folded ones.
The
Well,
ones
it
from
can
Taco
be,
Bell
but-
are folded.
That's true. They are.
Oh, that's true. Actually, you're right.
Yeah. There are a bunch that are folded.
Aren't those ones usually cut in half as well?
Cut
They're
in
folded
fours.
and cut, but it's still a taco.
Thank you, Riley, for using words.
You're welcome. And that
So
was-
if I
Quesadilla,
have-
but an uncut taco.
What?
If I
Or about a
have
cut
like
taco.
nachos and I split them in half and put like cheese in between them, does that make it a taco?
By that definition, yes. If you're able to somehow fold all of the tortilla chips over your rest of your nacho stuff, you do make it a taco.
Watch me. I'll do
The
it.
most maniacal
By this
taco
logic
will
and
be born.
definition.
Show
Actually,
Good
us,
doing
luck
it right now.
trying to do that, though.
show us your most maniacal taco creations.
Anyhow,
What's your
research
most
Aiden
maniacal-
out.
Research hated.
Research Aiden out. What do we get? What do we get? What Aiden do we get after Research Aiden?
I don't know, the kind of here Aiden.
Oh,
Papa Squat?
Papa Squat.
Goofy Aiden? Sassy Aiden? I don't know. It's kind of a wheel. Spin a wheel.
Spin a wheel.
Wheel.
The
Spin a
of
wheel,
Wow.
Aiden.
win an Aiden.
Aiden!
I'd like to
Oh,
buy a vowel Aiden.
We need to do an episode on server lore and have a wheel of Aiden.
Oh, goodness, no. Have an Aiden versus.
Aiden versus. Uh,
Just have an entire episode of Aiden just talking to himself in different characters.
I could do that. Actually, it's
Oh.
kind of odd, but yeah.
Aiden
Right.
Schizophrenia Edition.
Oh no.
It would require a lot of editing to pull off.
Yeah, let's not do that, actually. As an unbiased person who has no hand in editing whatsoever. Dude, that one episode, I can't remember which, it was pretty early on. It might have actually been Bait and Switch. You were like, editor, do this. Editor, do that. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I just threw some text on the screen. I was like, yeah, I don't know who to do that.
Oh,
That's how I
boy.
felt. There was a couple of mine that did the same thing. I was like, nope,
Yeah.
I ain't doing all that, friends.
I like threw a PNG of a magnifying glass on there and I was like, yeah, I don't know how to do the rest of that. Sorry. Anyway, controversial food. Let's see. I feel like I've heard other ones.
Trying to remember some at the moment.
Mm,
The ocean is a soup.
the
That's
ocean
not
is
really-
a soup.
That it's the primordial soup. Well, not really primordial anymore.
Don't eat the ocean, though. It'll make you sick.
It's
Yeah.
more like
I found out the hard way.
salt, fish, and fish poop in plastic soup.
The
Mmm,
last
fish poop.
like 3 times I went to Galveston with my family, we got like ridiculously sick. So we just
Well, your
don't
first
really
problem
go
was
to
going to Galveston.
Yeah, that used to be like our like summer vacation was going to Galveston as a kid because we didn't really do the whole vacation thing the same way everybody else did.
That's
So,
fair. There aren't a lot of good beaches in Texas, and Galveston is not one of them.
Definitely not. But if you want to go crab catching with your family, then it is fun to go. Not
That
for
is fair.
beaches, but for crab fishing.
I always roll up to the beach for beaches.
I do not. I would like to catch crabs and upside down jellyfish. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming
actually, I
to my
hate the
TED
beach.
Talk.
Real talk. I don't like beaches.
Dude, I don't either.
Not to sound like Anakin, but I don't like sand.
I hate sand.
It's coarse and rough,
Ooh.
and it gets everywhere and heats up and burns your feet. Gets stuck in between your toes.
No,
Here's
that
one.
was-
Is an Oreo milkshake a flan or a cheese?
What?
It's a cheese. Flan has egg in it.
So do Oreos.
Do they?
is-
Do
I think
Oreos
so.
contain eggs?
Do they? I'm BSing here. Oreo have egg? Question mark?
They do
No,
not.
No.
Oreos don't have eggs. Okay.
So, it's a cheese, not a flan.
It's a salad.
What
It's a
about
salad.
the chocolate part of an Oreo?
I don't think any of it has an egg. According to Oreo UK in the AI overview.
Also, can cheese have sugar?
Yes, there are plenty of sweet cheeses out there. I actually know this because I follow a cheesemonger on Instagram.
Sweet cheese is going to be my new expletive.
Sweet cheese are made of this.
Who am I to milkshake?
Oh. Oreo milkshake is also a soup. It's a cold soup.
It's cold soup.
Cold
Mm.
soup.
By that
I
logic,
believe it's
Antarctica
called
is also a soup.
gazpacho.
Gazpacho.
Hold on. Let me double check. What is cold
Despondos.
soup called?
Desperados?
Yeah, gazpacho is cold soup. Not
Hello,
all cold
Chapo.
soups are gazpacho, but gazpacho is a well-known cold soup.
El Guapo.
Oh, borscht is a cold soup. Interesting.
Borscht?
Yeah.
Is that German or Russian?
Eastern European.
Ugh.
Yeah, that
Uh,
whole general area, that whole half of it.
I mean, you can find it in like Ukraine. Uh,
I was about to say
More
something
places
which
than
would
that.
have gotten a lot of flack if said live.
well,
let's
probably best
not
we don't
do
say
that.
it then.
Whoops. This is what I get for overgeneralizing.
Mm.
Hayden, you got any food?
I want snacks, Hayden. Do you have
Burger.
do you have snacks in your
I-
cupboard?
I only have Dr. Pepper, which is a kind of like
I'll eat your Dr. Pepper bottle.
caramel root juice. Sorry.
Caramel juice.
That is fair. That is fair.
Hmm.
Anyhow, I did
Ooh.
find I don't have any of my own, really. But I've found some on a Reddit.
Okay.
One
Shoot.
take is that a mocha soy latte is a 3-bean soup.
I agree with that. Yeah. Mocha, soy. Yep.
Okay.
Another thing that I saw on here is Brussels sprouts, warm and shaved, are a salad.
I've never
Why
really
would
had
you
Brussels
violate a
sprouts.
Brussels sprout by shaving it?
I was gonna say, what does that entail?
I don't know.
Shaving it. It said what it
Just
entails.
Let's
take
let's
some
let's dive
trimmers
down
and go,
this hole.
Eh.
Give it a one cut. I don't know. I don't. Riley, what
I'm
cut
gonna
would
give
you
it a
give it?
high and tight.
Yeah, that.
I've been trying to find some like big ones because there's like your usual boring, non-creative like pineapple on pizza and
I love pineapple,
Like,
right? But I can't
everyone's
have
gotta
pineapple
draw the
on pizza
line.
because I'm allergic to pineapple.
I think the hate on pineapple on pizza is just extremely overdone and
I tend
pointless.
to agree.
Here's one. How big is a medium onion?
Oh,
Bigger than a small and smaller than a large.
Yeah.
that's a
I
fist
mean,
size.
yeah, if you want to be arbitrary about it. What was that, Riley?
One of my fists is a medium onion.
But what about my fist?
Your fist is just a little bit bigger than mine, so it would still be a medium onion. Now,
So
if it-
Hayden's would be like extra medium.
yeah,
The
exactly.
extra medium onion?
So is mine just like a small large?
Us medium.
No, yours is
Mayhap?
like less medium.
No, my
no,
hand is bigger than
Jay's-
Aiden's, I think.
Jay's is more medium, like extra,
Oh,
extra
so yours
medium.
is XXM then.
Mine's a
extra, extra
medium.
medium.
It's a medium large.
No, it's not a medium large. It's a small large.
So, yeah. Okay.
Or
Um,
extra, extra medium. It depends on the measuring.
That is true.
I have one.
Okay. Shoot.
Pickles. What is... are sweet pickles pickles?
Yes, as long as they
yes,
bounce.
They're just... Yeah, we did discuss that, didn't we?
What?
Yeah, it's only a pickle if it bounces in Connecticut. Remember
Yeah.
the Weird Laws episode?
Weird laws?
Oh, that's right! Oh my goodness, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
How could
So-
you forget?
I won that
I'm
episode.
a busy woman, okay? I've got things to do.
Well, you're going to go to Connecticut and you're going to go to buy pickles and they're not going to bounce and you're going to be arrested for buying counterfeit pickles.
Apparently.
I just won't
Then you're
buy
gonna-
pickles in Connecticut then. Gracious.
Well, you can only buy legal pickles in Connecticut.
I just won't buy
They
They're
all
bounce,
pickles
they're not
bounce,
pickles.
Riley.
in Connecticut. I
All
don't.
the
I don't see the
pickles in
problem. They don't
Connecticut
have. I
bounce.
could cross the. Connecticut is small enough to where I could go from corner to corner in the same amount of time it would take me to get across the DFW Metroplex.
But can
That's
you bounce a pickle
wild.
from corner to corner?
With
I
or
don't know if
without
that's
traffic?
actually true, but it
And
feels
who's
like it
driving?
would be true.
I mean, I have another
Me,
food thing.
I'm driving, not you.
What's your food
You got
thing?
another food one?
Mayo is egg jello.
Ooh,
I,
that is
I just
well.
gagged.
I wouldn't call it a Jello.
Maybe egg pudding then.
Yeah, I would be
Yeah,
willing
Yeah,
to
pudding
call it a
pudding would be
pudding.
better.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't call
Okay.
it a Jello.
You can't you make mayonnaise without eggs?
I don't
I mean,
think
yeah,
you
if you want to be
can.
dumb.
I mean, we also learned that Oreos don't contain eggs, so my life is a lie.
Let me see.
I would like to propose that mayo is egg cream.
Egg?
I don't
Yes.
know about egg cream.
Please
I
don't
still think
phrase
it's
it
egg
like
pudding.
that, but yes.
You can make mayo without eggs, but you have to use like aquafaba or soy milk.
What?
Egg custard.
Aquafaba is the liquid that comes out of a can of chickpeas.
That has
Okay.
a name?
Yes, because it is
Who
a
named
valid
that?
cooking ingredient.
It's
It is
also
an emulsifying agent.
it's like there's a name for the smell of rain.
Petrichor.
Like, thank you.
You're welcome.
The only reason I vaguely knew this, right,
Uh-huh.
is because there's a character in a show that I just recently finished whose farts smell like petrichor, and they reference it.
Why is that even a thing?
He's an Earthblood elf.
That means Jack Diddley Squat. What
He's
does
got-
that even mean?
He's got like the scent of the forest.
Is Jack Squat the
It's
son of Papa
old.
Squat?
Yes. Diddley is his middle name. It's unfortunate it happened
Jack
before.
Diddley
you know.
Squat. I
What
hate
about-
saying that now, mostly because of how many people give me problems for saying diddly.
What
Speaking
about-
of which,
Egg smoothie.
I could see
Is it
smoothie,
blended?
except it's not.
It
Well,
is.
no, you put it in the fridge later. I could see smoothie. Yeah, I could see it.
Egg smoothie.
That just makes me want to throw up a little
Yeah,
bit.
I could see it.
That's so yucky. That
I
is
would
so
probably be
yucky.
right there with you, but luckily for me, I can't imagine the feeling of these.
It's not the feeling. It's the flavor. Because I hate the flavor of most mayonnaise. I can do homemade mayonnaise. That's fine. And I can do mayonnaise made with olive oil or avocado oil. But like straight from the jar, typical like Hellman's mayo, I cannot stand.
I can't do avocado mayo. Something about it just tastes too much like avocado.
See, and that's why I can handle it. But it makes sense that you can't.
I believe that the problem there is the fact that it's avocado.
I think
Look,
I
y'all
think you're
can
correct.
hate, my giant ground sloth propagated berry, okay? But
Huh?
so avocados,
God.
if I remember correctly, would have gone extinct completely if it weren't for the fact that giant ground sloths in North America were one of the only creatures to eat them and therefore propagated them in their poop. They would
Let's
have
go
gone
giant land
completely
sloths.
extinct. So,
W giant sloths.
yep.
Wait, does land sloth imply that there are sea sloths?
There's
No,
air
but they weren't
sloths,
tree
RJ.
sloths. They didn't
Fire
climb trees.
sloth.
They burrowed underground.
It was peaceful
I'd-
until the fire
I'd be
sloths
terrified of the air sloths. They fly at you real slow,
They're
but
like
when they
drop
get you,
bears. Drop bears are just air sloths, koalas from another
Oh
continent, dude.
yes, my favorite genre, the avasloth.
The avasloth.
Yeah, sloth.
everything changed when the avasloth
Avasloth.
attacked.
Oh my goodness. I was
So is
trying
an
to be
avasloth
serious.
A fruit or a vegetable?
Avasloth?
Wait, what?
Yeah, is the avasloth a fruit or a vegetable?
Well, it depends on
dead.
if it was in a car
It-
accident or not.
Well, it can't be dead. It had to take out the fire lord. It's prophesied.
I want to go home.
The fire salamander.
Ah!
Are we at time? Do we request the words, Aiden? Do you have
we
the words?
still got a
We
minute or
still
two
got
left.
like a couple minutes.
We got a couple minutes. We'll come back to the words. Aiden
So-
Holmes.
Aiden, didn't you have something you were going to say, Aiden? I feel like we all cut you off.
I was, but I mean, the topics moved on and it fit with a previous topic piece, kind of.
Well,
It
say
would
it
just
anyway.
be weird now.
We are weird.
We are.
That's
Okay.
our
Full send.
brand.
Dis or D's?
What?
Oh,
Ah, D's, I think.
Got you. Okay.
Like Captain D's? Like the fish place?
Just Dis or D's,
Dis
Jade?
or D's, just pick.
I
I'm going to say dis.
gotta say D's.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of fair because Dis is referring to one. D's are referring to more than one.
That's all. What? Oh.
Nuts,
Jay?
Jay. Nuts.
I'm sorry, I was thrown off by dis because I've never heard anybody in my life go dis nut. Like I
I do all the time.
I was waiting for
But only
Jay
the left
to
one.
ask
Only
what
the left one.
Dis or what that or D's were.
oh no, I got D's. Trust me, I got D's for now. But for dis,
Yeah,
dis threw me
dis.
off.
Dis nut.
Dis nut,
Dis
the left
nut
one.
really.
specifically.
Only the left.
My left nut.
Oh, goodness.
I need professional psychiatric help after this, I think.
I think I needed
Yeah.
that before this, but that's beside
You
the point.
did. You very
Give me a
much
recommendation when you find one.
did.
You're all doomed. I'm sorry.
Aiden stole them
You're
all.
coming down with us, bud.
Yelling
Where do you think you're
timber.
going?
I'm going
I'm
down.
taking pictures
I'm yelling
and
Simba.
taking care of my dogs.
Dogs are coming with us, too.
No.
The
Dude,
dogs also
okay.
need
Completely
psychiatric
off
help.
food topic. Boris legitimately tried to climb up into my bed with me under the covers like some sort of sick, demented worm on a string this morning.
What
was-
in the hell?
I had 4 blessed hours of sleep because, in case our viewers don't know, I am very much an insomniac and have a hard time sleeping even when I'm exhausted. So I got 4 blessed hours of sleep. And then all of a sudden, underneath my covers, which he's never done before, I feel his cold, tiny, pointy, wet nose on my collarbone.
Boris is a dog for the viewers.
Boris is like, he's like a weird poodle mix that doesn't look like a poodle mix.
So it was really funny because you were saying all of that, and in my brain, I could see the arm motions going.
I did have my arms flailing around.
And this is very difficult for me because I have aphantasia.
Riley is so
This is how
consistently
well I know Riley.
animated that even the aphantasia, aphantasia,
The aphantasians. Did I just invent a society? Aphantasians rise up, I guess?
aphantasians.
We'll have to discuss that in a different episode.
That has to be a different.
I feel like at some point we need to have like a Meet the Hosts episode where we just talk about ourselves, because any semblance of us doing that would have been in the first couple of episodes, and those are gone. So
That's true.
We need to get
Maybe
y'all
it'll
caught
leave
up
a
on who we
next
actually are. For those of
Yeah.
y'all who don't know us personally.
like 14
Nah.
episodes in,
We just feed it bit by bit, right? And we capitalize on it.
We'll
And
give
the
y'all the
times
slow
viewers
drip of each
start
other.
to get disinterested. It's like, oh, well, there's a fun fact coming up about us.
Oh.
You can learn more about us.
Ooh.
Ooh. Face reveal at 2 million follows.
I mean, hey, if we get 2 million followers, I might actually consider it.
Chances are I'll accidentally say my camera's name and it'll turn on in the middle of one of these at some point.
Oh, that's funny.
Or
Well,
you could
that's...
say that particular name that also turns your camera on.
What? Daniel? Didn't do it.
Didn't do
It
it
didn't
this
do
It's
time.
like a 75% chance. We hit the 25.
I was
Anyway.
gonna say, what's the other 5?
Me. Just me.
Aiden. Yeah,
All right,
words.
so we have a very special thing today. Host, here you go.
I have the words.
Oh my goodness, Jay's
Oh
gonna
my
read our words
gosh.
today.
Okay, let's go.
I have to make a new cinematic for this now.
I'll make it. I'll make the cinematic. Don't worry.
This is a once in the podcast thing.
This is the only time we're doing this, so be prepared.
Yeah.
You'll never see it again. But anyway. This brunch brought to you by these words: Vapid, Meat, Good Enough Island, Service Sizes, Gas Station, Oil, Taco, Extra Medium, Avasloth, Dis or D's, Aphantasians Rise Up. Thank you. This brunch has been brought to you by these words.
Well,
Delightful.
That's
Very
beautiful.
I love that plot twist,
Good
even though
job.
it was literally foreshadowed in the beginning, but I forgot. And I didn't think Aiden would actually do it.
That's beautiful.
Aphantasians, rise up!
Rise up.
Rise up.
And with that, everybody, thank you and good brunch. I've been Jay.
You've been Jay.
I've been
Are you
I've
not
been
gonna
me.
continue
I
being
once
Jay?
was Aiden. I am still Aiden.
I was previously RJ. I'm still RJ. I guess.
I think Riley died
I'm Riley. I guess.
currently.
Today.
You'll have a good brunch, everybody.
Good for
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.